The show returned on June, hosted once again by the fabulous Ariana Madix, and it wasted absolutely no time delivering the drama. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to Sandy's Timeline and let's get into it. If you're not familiar with Love Island, the show follows 11 singles living together in a villa in Fiji, all hoping to find genuine romantic connections. But since this is reality TV, you already know drama comes with the territory. To keep things interesting, the show throws in a variety of games and challenges that usually stir the pot and expose all the messy, juicy secrets that we, as viewers, absolutely live for. On top of that, new singles known as Bombshells are regularly introduced into the villa, and their mission is simple: turn heads, steal partners, and shake up existing couples. One thing about Love Island, being single is dangerous. If you don't manage to couple up, you risk being dumped from the island. Throughout the season, Americans get to vote for their favorite couples, and in the end, the winning couple walks away with a $100,000 cash prize. So, in short, a bunch of singles enter a villa looking for love, navigate endless drama and temptation, and compete for a shot at both romance and a whole lot of money.
Any questions?
Before the season 8 even aired, it had already made headlines for all the wrong reasons. Just 3 days before the season was due to premiere, an islander named Vasana was pulled from the original lineup after videos surfaced of her saying a racial slur. As a result, one of the contestants will enter as a bombshell instead due to the uneven numbers. Kicking off day 1, 10 hopeful singles entered the villa, ready to find love under the Fijian sun, and fully aware that every moment would be captured on camera.
Who's ready?
I'm ready!
Who's ready?
I'm ready!
Who's ready?
I'm ready!
Among the original Islanders was Melanie Moreno, a 24-year-old bikini store manager from Los Angeles, and Sincere Rhea, a 25-year-old former Division I track athlete from Cape May, New Jersey. Joining them was Sean Riefel, a 29-year-old police officer from Easton, Pennsylvania, who also revealed that he's a father. We also met Trinity Tatum, a 22-year-old from Newport News, Virginia, who recently left her job at a hardware store for a chance at love in the villa.
I don't like my job, and I don't think I'm gonna go anymore.
And Zach Georgiou, a 26-year-old from Birmingham, United Kingdom. Love Island fans may recognize his last name, as he's the brother of former Season 7 Islander Charlie Georgiou. The lineup continued with Anya, a 23-year-old from Tyrone, Georgia, who works as a marketing director for her family's nonprofit organization, and Kenzie, a 24-year-old from Kennesaw, Georgia, who recently graduated from nursing school. Also entering the villa was Bryce, a 29-year-old model, DJ and actor from Los Angeles, California. Beatriz B., a 25-year-old from San Diego, California, who is a 2-time Paralympian and bronze medalist in the long jump.
You go, girl. You go, girl. You go, girl.
Go, girl!
And Casey, a 23-year-old nursing assistant from Fresno, California.
My favorite, a double triple-decker sardine and marshmallow fudge sandwich.
With 10 singles from different backgrounds all searching for love, the stage was officially set for romance, heartbreak, and plenty of drama. With all the Islanders settled into the villa, it was time for the first coupling ceremony.
Who's ready?
I'm ready!
Who's ready?
I'm ready!
Who's ready?
I'm ready!
The boys and girls were brought in front of a set of massive doors and placed on opposite sides. They were then asked a series of questions, and for each one, they had to stand behind the door that best matched their answer. Whenever 2 or more Islanders chose the same answer, the doors would open, and they'd share a kiss. As a viewer, I can't lie, I was excited but also slightly gagging, because that was so much kissing for strangers that met. After several rounds of swapping partners and kissing pretty much everyone in sight, it was finally time for the girls to make their choices. Based on first impressions, looks, personality, and overall compatibility, each girl had to stand behind the door of the boy she was most interested in. First up was Bryce, who found Trinity waiting for him, making them the season's first official couple. Beatriz and Sean also chose each other, while Casey opened his door to find nobody standing on the other side, leaving him single for the moment. Things got a little more complicated when Sincere opened his door and found both Anya and Melanie interested in him. And he chose Melanie, leaving Anaya to couple up with Casey. That left Kenzie and Zach, who naturally paired up and completed the first 5 couples of the season. Just like that, The initial pairings were locked in.
Let the games begin.
As usual, the Islanders take some time to explore the villa and settle into their new surroundings. They check out all the important spots, including soul ties, the dressing rooms, and the bedrooms, where they quickly realize they'll be sharing beds with their partners. One of the first connections we really see developing is between Melanie and Sincere. The two bond over their shared love of football after discovering they're both Philadelphia Eagles fans. It's a small detail, but you can already see them gravitating toward each other. Meanwhile, things aren't looking quite as promising for Kenzie and Zach. Zach tells Kenzie that his usual type tends to be women with darker features, which is pretty much the opposite of Kenzie, who is blonde. While Kenzie clearly likes him, it's obvious that Zach isn't feeling the same level of attraction.
Frankly, I don't think you're my type. Out.
Hit the bricks, honey, you heard him.
I thought you liked him.
Ah!
Over with Trinity and Bryce, we learn that there's a 7-year age gap between them. Bryce is born in 1996, while Trinity is a 2003 baby. Despite that, they seem willing to explore the connection and seal the conversation with a kiss. As always, the girls gather for a debrief to discuss how things are going with their partners. Melanie can't stop smiling while talking about Sincere. She says they have the same sense of humor, both being from the East Coast, and admits that she gets shy around him. On the other side of the villa, Sincere is saying pretty much the exact same thing, noting how naturally their conversations flow.
Aw, that's sweet.
Kenzie tells the girls that she really likes Zach, even though he has already told her she isn't his usual type. We then cut to Zach in the confessions, where he admits that he isn't feeling much chemistry. He says he doesn't want to lead Kenzie on, and even jokes that there will be no cuddling because he doesn't want to act interested and then switch up later.
I'll allow it.
Anaya shares that she's still figuring things out with KC. While she finds him attractive, she feels like they need more time together before she can tell whether there's a genuine connection. B also has some reservations. She admits that in the real world, she probably wouldn't go for a man who already has a child, but she's keeping an open mind and wants to get to know Sean better. Meanwhile, Sean tells the boys that he likes B's personality and admires how athletic she is. Trinity, however, couldn't quite shake the age gap conversation. While she remained open-minded, she made it clear that she was here to have a great summer and wasn't putting too much pressure on things. As the night comes to an end, the Islanders get ready for bed and call it a night. The next morning brings one of Love Island's oldest traditions, breakfast duty. As usual, the boys prepared breakfast for their partners and, in return, earned themselves a little morning smooch. Throughout the day, we get a deeper look at where some of these couples stand. Casey admits that at first he couldn't tell whether Anaya was actually interested in him or if they had simply been pushed together by circumstance. But after spending more time talking, he felt much more confident that the attraction was mutual and was excited to continue exploring the connection.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I sure am excited.
Meanwhile, Melanie and Sincere are completely giddy around each other. Every interaction feels like two people experiencing their first high school crush. It's honestly cute to watch. But if you've watched enough Love Island, you know that couples who lock in this quickly don't always have the smoothest journey. Elsewhere, Bryce tells Zach that the age gap between him and Trinity is still something that's bothering him. He wonders whether it might eventually become an issue for her as well. Later that evening, Kenzie pulls Melanie for a chat and opens up about her frustrations. Zach has already told her she isn't his type, and she admits that she wants to be with someone who genuinely finds her attractive. The situation is clearly starting to weigh on her. Then, just as things seem to be settling down, Ariana Maddox walks into the villa with that signature smile that every Love Island fan instantly recognizes.
Prepare for trouble.
Make it double.
The Islanders are lined up behind the giant doors once again. This time, they're faced with a decision. In front of them are two colored circles. Green if they want to stay committed to their current couple, and red if they want to remain open to exploring new connections. Once everyone makes their choice, the doors open to reveal whether their partner feels the same way. First up are Sean and B. Sean steps onto green, signaling that he wants to continue exploring things with B. B, however, stands on red. Next are Kenzie and Zach. Kenzie chooses green, while Zach chooses red.
Okay, I saw that coming.
Then come Anaya and Casey, followed by Melanie and Sincere, with both couples choosing green and staying committed to their current connections. But before we get to see how everything plays out, the episode delivers its biggest twist yet. The first bombshells of the season arrive. Gabriel, a Brazilian bombshell, and Kayda, a 22-year-old from New Hampshire, enter the villa and immediately get to work. Their first task is simple: kiss the islanders standing on the red dots before whisking them away for private conversations. And just like that, Episode 1 ends on a major cliffhanger. Episode 2 picks up exactly where the premiere left off. Ariana Madix reestablishes the brutal ground rules for the season's first major twist. Islanders who chose the green dot have committed to staying loyal and locked into their current couple. Those who stepped onto the red dot have officially signaled that they're single and open to exploring new connections. The villa holds its breath and the doors open. The results are finally revealed. Sincere and Melanie, as well as Casey and Anaya, remain mutually loyal. Both couples chose the green dot and commit to each other without hesitation. Next up are Trinity and Bryce.
Is anybody at home?
Both stepped onto the red dot, making it clear that they're open to getting to know other people. Then we get to Kenzie. She opens her door only to find that Zach is gone,
Well, I saw it coming, and I can't see a thing.
having left with bombshell Kayda. Even though Zach has already been honest about not feeling a strong romantic connection, it's still difficult to watch. Kenzie admits that she really liked him, and seeing her standing there alone is genuinely sad. Then comes Sean, and honestly, this one stings. Sean opens his door expecting to see Beatriz, only to discover that she's gone too, having left with Gabriel.
I think I'm just in shock.
Unlike some of the other couples, there weren't many warning signs here. Beatriz never expressed much dissatisfaction with Sean. Ariana then explains the next phase of the twist. The Islanders who left with the bombshells now have 24 hours to explore those new connections. As Ariana points out, it's the same amount of time the original couples have had to build their relationship so far. And tomorrow night, they'll return. But there's a catch.
What now?
At the end of those 24 hours, Gabriel and Kayda each have the power to steal one Islander for themselves, meaning at least 2 couples are about to be tested before they've even had a chance to settle in. Back at the villa, Kenzie, Anaya, and Melanie head off for a private chat, and Kenzie breaks down in tears almost immediately as she tries to process the embarrassment of Zach choosing to explore other connections.
Girl, bye.
As much as I feel bad for Kenzie, I can't entirely blame Zach. He has been honest from the start about what his usual type is.
Black hair.
Yeah, like just dark, dark typical features.
Oh, okay.
And we could tell he wasn't comfortable being intimate with Kenzie.
Flashback.
Kenzie opens up at the confessions about how disappointing the situation feels, saying she grew up watching movies like Ella Enchanted and all those princess stories where the guy treats the girl well and chooses her without hesitation. So having someone she's interested in immediately explore other options is understandably tough.
Welcome to the real world.
Meanwhile, Sean is still trying to make sense of Beatriz's decision.
I didn't see that coming.
He admits that he feels completely blindsided and explains that because Beatriz chose him during the initial coupling, he was excited to choose her back and continue building their connection.
Guess what? Don't hate me. Don't hate me. Guess what? Don't hate me. Guess what? Don't hate me.
On the other side of the twist, Kayda, Zach, and Bryce arrive at their private villa and begin getting acquainted. Kayda introduces herself and reveals that she works as a server and has done some modeling in the past, although she admits that modeling wasn't really her passion. It's immediately obvious that the guys are impressed by her.
Wow, very nice.
Meanwhile, Gabriel, Beatriz, and Trinity settle into their own villa. Gabriel explains that he's Brazilian, works as a model and DJ, and currently lives in Miami. The chemistry is obvious from the moment he walks in. It doesn't take long before Gabriel takes off his shirt and starts laying on the charm. Before you know it, he's kissing both Beatriz, and Trinity ends up sitting across from them looking visibly awkward.
This isn't awkward at all. Not one bit.
Later on, we get a conversation between Melanie and Sincere, and it's clear that both of them are looking for reassurance after the day's events. Melanie asks Sincere about Kayda and what he thought of the new bombshell's physical appearance. Sincere playfully describes her height and complexion, but can barely remember her name. He explains that when the doors opened, he was so focused on seeing Melanie standing there that he didn't really pay much attention to Kayda.
Mine was so much more spot on. He just put.
Melanie then opens up and admits that she has trust issues, which immediately has me thinking, girl, why are we sharing that information on day 2?
Did you just use my words against me?
Meanwhile, on the other side of the villa, things couldn't look more different. We get a montage that perfectly captures just how chaotic this twist is becoming. We see Gabriel kissing Trinity while Bryce spends time getting to know Kayda on the other side. 1 minute, we're watching Kenzie cry. The next, Zach is smiling ear to ear with Kayda completely unbothered. Then we see Sean getting ready for bed while Beatriz is busy locking lips with Gabriel for what feels like the 100th time. Later that night, things get even more awkward. Kayda shares a kiss with Zach, and when Bryce tries to join in, he basically ends up getting left out.
Jesus Christ.
The chemistry between Zach and Kayda is obvious, and Bryce finds himself on the outside looking in. The following morning, the Islanders wake up to another day in paradise, and as usual, the boys get to work making breakfast. One of the sweeter moments comes from Sean, who makes Kenzie breakfast and even puts a little heart on it. Later, Kenzie sits down with Casey and Sincere and opens up about where her head is at regarding Zach. Casey asks whether she'd be willing to explore connections with some of the other guys in the villa. Kenzie admits that it's difficult because all the girls have become so close so quickly, and nobody wants to step on anyone's toes. Still, she says she's open to exploring if the opportunity presents itself. Meanwhile, Sincere is practically glowing whenever Melanie's name comes up. He admits that he can't stop smiling when he thinks about her, and it's becoming increasingly clear that he's fully invested in their connection. During the conversation, the boys also speculate about Zach and Kayda. From what they've seen, they agree that Zach seemed to enjoy his kiss with the Bombshell a little more.
I lost all hope today. I'm empty.
Elsewhere, Sean starts having conversations about his own options in the villa. He reveals that when he first entered, the 2 women who immediately caught his eye were Anaya and Trinity. Not long after, we see Anaya admit that Sean was actually in her top 2 as well, and she seems genuinely excited by the possibility of getting to know him better. Later, Sean opens up to KC about his situation with Beatriz. He's clearly confused because all the feedback he's been getting suggests that Beatriz really liked him.
And it's that hole over there. Where's she at?
From Sean's perspective, the actions just aren't matching the words. At night, the Islanders receive a text instructing them to gather around the fire pit with everyone assembled. The Islanders who left with the Bombshells finally return to the villa, and it's time for Gabriel and Kayda to make their decisions.
It's about to go down.
First up is Gabriel. After spending the last 24 hours getting to know both girls, he makes his choice and picks Beatriz. Before officially stealing her, he gives her what feels like the longest makeout session of the season so far.
Oh my God!
Just like that, Beatriz is stolen away from Sean. Then it's Kayda's turn. Kayda chooses Zach, sealing her decision with a kiss and officially stealing him away from Kenzie. Trinity and Bryce find themselves single once again. Since they're the only Islanders left without partners, they're automatically brought back together as a couple.
Okay.
Sean and Kenzie find themselves single and vulnerable, watching the people they were coupled up with walk away with someone else. And with that, episode 2 comes to a close.